Hi, my name is Sandeep, and this is Closer Look. Level design, screenwriting, all important parts of a video game. But for 29 years, the master of combining them has been Hideo Kojima. These days, almost every AAA video game is known for its storytelling, cinematic cutscenes,
Not her, you know.
What?
and often mature content accompanied by beautiful graphics, soundtrack, high-quality voice acting, and additional in-game content to flesh out the game world. But even when some video games incorporate all these elements, it often feels like a mix of styles that just don't seem to work. It's here that Kojima's action and comedic style becomes interesting. His combination of hyper-realism with an over-the-top camp style has allowed him to push the boundaries of video games since 1987. So take it as you will. Is he a genius or just another quack? Let's dive in and see why his style works. 1, 2, 3, 4! So how does Kojima create a mature game that flows with humor? First is explanation. In every Metal Gear game, Kojima introduces real-world objects, but no matter what, he makes the narration go into great detail to explain the use and practicality of the object. Codec calls, weapons, heck even medicine. Each bit of action mixed with dialogue creates a pretty logical reaction in places it's really not meant to. But if you follow the logic,
What?
we get a joke. It's common in action movies, but in a game, Kojima delivers it in a line or two of dialogue. Which brings us to the next point, the environment. Kojima really does well in taking something familiar and doing something unfamiliar. Metal Gear Solid 3 is a great example of this. The Cold War era is a great narrative set piece that, for the most part, is trying to be as realistic as possible using history. But then you get moments like this, that while you know they shouldn't be there, they oddly fit in. Not only does his use of the environment help make his stories look organic and grounded, it also gives us jokes that couldn't happen anywhere else. It's no surprise that Kojima uses a cinematic approach to his video games. He really pushed this on Metal Gear Solid, and as technology has improved, it's more evident in his recent games. Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes, and The Phantom Pain used a single camera movement. This means no cuts or hard transitions between gameplay and story moments. Metal Gear Solid 4 also did this really well. By framing the camera, it's easier to keep a feeling of continuity from gameplay to cutscenes without as much dialogue. It also helps set rhythm. Metal Gear Solid from the beginning was all about action and kept the player on the edge of their couch for most of the game, but the way it was storyboarded let it develop like a roller coaster. There were moments of ambience bordering on a survival horror, and moments of highs and lows. Metal Gear Solid 2 did this fairly well too, through radio conversations and ambiguity. And then Metal Gear Solid 3 truly developed rhythm. Moments of highs, followed by moments of lows. It's so precisely set up that the audience doesn't know the rhythm's there until it's not there. The timing and setup work so well, it's like watching an opera. Many video games fail to meet the sense of timing, often by rushing between cinematics and gameplay. And some do this really well.
Don't scare it.
I won't.
That the audience can feel the rhythm being established. The most important part is the setup of both the storyboard and level design. Like a film, if it's not edited right, it won't have any rhythm. With these elements in place, Kojima has his final payoff at the end when the player understands that a serious game like Metal Gear Solid doesn't have to take itself so seriously. And I think a lot of modern action video games just miss the mark when it comes to this. The players can tell when this happens. Either a game is good
Did you like it?
or bad. And because his style works so well, his games will last.